We're going to do something a little different. Going to look at 3 different categories here. Now, the first will be the good stuff coming towards you at this time, and then we'll be taking a look at your money and career, and then after that, love. Now, I'm going to draw 3 cards for each category, and then I'm going to further clarify with a different deck. Alright, now to get this shuffle in, the fun part. Alright, let's see. Ooh. The Page of Swords just popped out. That's not going to be part of the spread, but you could be, studying for something, or maybe even studying a person. You can maybe be learning something new for your career, or, when it comes to money, maybe you're doing research on a new hobby. And one more. Oop. That was the devil popping out there. Alright. So, the good stuff coming towards you. Well, hot damn. Alright, money and career. Let's get this over here. And love. Jeez. Alright, so I'm definitely getting some major love messages here. There may be an emphasis on love at this time, because at the bottom of the deck here, first up, we have the Empress, and then we have the 10 of Cups, and the 6 of Swords. With that combination, as far as like an overall energy type of thing, right? I definitely get the vibe that somebody is going to be coming back, whoever is represented by this Empress energy. I get that either A, it's somebody coming back and you guys are going to start a family, and you're going to move on from whatever has happened in the past, or this Empress energy could be someone new coming in, and you're going to be working towards a family, and this situation is going to be helping you to move on from a situation from the past. Alright. Now, for the good stuff coming towards you, here we have the 8 of Wands. then we have the King of Wands. And lastly, for the good stuff coming towards you, we have the Hierophant. Which, makes a lot of sense with that Page of Swords that we got earlier. Speaking to some sort of research for something. Now, whatever this is, right, with the Eight of Wands, I get that things are going to be moving fast. You may be learning at a really quick rate, absorbing a lot of information at once, and that will fast track you here to this King of Wands energy where, you're going to have much more confidence, courage to move forward in your authenticity. You're going to feel free to express yourself as you feel, genuinely. And then here with the Hierophant, right? Whoops, over here, that's the Hierophant. You're going to become a master of whatever it is you're working on, whatever it is you're researching. I feel like you are going to maybe even become the best at it. Because I feel like this Eight of Wands, not this Eight of Wands, I feel like the Eight of Wands here, that's speaking to, like, how quickly you're going to get to this Hierophant energy. Like, I feel like this Eight of Wands here, this is speaking to research. This could even be speaking to, networking, communicating with people who are in the field that can help you move forward. And then as, you gain that knowledge from both those individuals and your research, as well as, practice and all that jazz. I see that giving you the confidence to move further, to maybe, take it to the next step. And that would put you in this Hierophant energy, where you are the master of this. And you know that you are the master of this, if that makes sense. Alright, now, for money and career, we have the Nine of Wands. The Knight of Wands. And then we have the Two of Cups. Ooh. Alright, so in the area of money and career, first off, with the Two of Cups being here, I want to say that this could involve love. I feel like, this is where you're going to find love, in a sense. And I mean, that makes a lot of sense because whatever you're doing, for your career, for your money, it could be something that you love. And to meet somebody else who's also doing that, which would more than likely be something that they love, you already have that thing automatically in common, which will make it much easier to connect on such a level. And I mean, a lot of people don't realize that you shine the brightest when you're doing something you love, right? You really, are I mean, I guess I would stick with the phrase that I use. You know, you shine your brightest when you're doing something that you love, and that just makes it easier to spot you. You know, that kind of puts you in the spotlight itself. But anyways, with the Nine of Wands here, next to this Knight of Wands, I get that in the beginning you're a bit hesitant. You know, I feel like maybe you've tried to do this particular thing before and you weren't exactly successful, or this could just speak to anxieties from the past, from other situations where you may have tried something new and you failed, and that didn't make you feel good. So now you're really cautious when it comes to, you know, pursuing new things. But I feel like with the Knight of Wands, you really can't help but to pursue it because you're so passionate about it. You know, I get the vibe that, you know, nothing is really going to stop you from pursuing this, something that you love. You know, something that is really going to show what you're capable of, and that's going to attract a partner of sorts. Alright, so lastly, for love, we have the Four of Pentacles. And then we have Justice. Excuse me. And then lastly, we have Judgment. Alright, so as far as love, okay, I get that here with this Four of Pentacles, you know, you've been holding on to somebody, you've been holding on to a situation, possibly, you know, feelings towards a particular individual or situation. And here with Justice, I feel like the situation with both Justice and Judgment, I definitely get the vibe that this situation is coming back around. It's definitely karmic in nature here with Justice. But with Judgment, I feel like this is going to be like the last go around. This is where you're going to make the definite decision of whether you're going to move forward with this or not, whether it's actually for you or not. Alright. Now I will be shuffling the clarifying deck. Alright, let's see. Again, we have the Ten of Cups. Now, this is not in the actual spread or like clarifying anything. This just popped out while I was shuffling, and I take those cards as just like a random something that needs to be brought to your attention. But with the Ten of Cards coming, the Ten of Cards, with the Ten of Cups coming out at the bottom of the deck earlier, I feel like there is definitely an emphasis on connection, on relationships. There's quite an emphasis, I feel, in general on love here. Alright. So. Oops, are these upside down? Okay, so to further clarify this Eight of Wands, we have the Three of Pentacles. Yeah, it's like how I said before, you could be communicating with people who are actively doing whatever it is you are learning about, whatever it is you're practicing, and they're helping you along, right? And I mean, in that process, they could definitely see what it is that you're capable of here when it comes to whatever it is that you're doing. And they could definitely, be keeping you in mind as far as like a project, or even keeping you in mind as maybe once you master this subject, this thing, they could be holding a place for you at their company or something like that. There may be some sort of offer coming your way soon once you reach this Hierophant energy. But now, to further clarify this King of Wands, we have the Hanged One, aka the Hanged Man. Yeah, I feel like once you get to this King of Wands energy, it's something that is really going to like change your perspective on things. You may realize that there is some sort of sacrifice, in a sense, that needs to be made here. And that, I feel like, is what gets you here to this Hierophant energy, honestly. The way that you feel about yourself can really change a lot for you. Now, to further clarify the Hierophant, all right, dropping shit. All right, so to clarify the Hierophant here, we have the Page of Wands. Yeah, I feel like here with this Hierophant energy, right, you're really starting a new adventure here. Like, this is something that may have started out as a hobby, something that you just took interest in, and the more you learned about it, the more serious you became about it, and the more you fell in love with it. And all that research, all that passion, right, is what got you here to this Hierophant energy. This started out as just something new, a new journey, and here you are, mastering the shit. Hell yeah. I feel like in general, this whole thing is like starting a new journey for you. Alright, so to clarify this Nine of Wands here, we have the Page of Swords. Now, with the Page of Swords clarifying the Nine of Wands, I feel like this triggering bit is usually or rather not usually, this triggering bit is that, you're still learning. You're not like 100%, like you're not at that Hierophant energy just yet. In the beginning, when we're just learning, we're just starting out with something new, that's when I want to say we probably have like the most, I wouldn't say anxiety. I want to say that it's like that feeling, like that feeling of being a beginner, right? Being surrounded by people who have experience, who know what they're talking about. And they're kind of like high up there, they have a lot of experience, and that's why they know what they're talking about. And for some people, it can be very hard to take advice and stuff like that because they're too concerned with, how people view them. It's like being a beginner surrounded by people who have so much experience and knowledge of something. It can make you feel like maybe you won't ever get there. You're always going to be stuck at this, novice stage. But with this Knight of Wands here, you're not going to be there for too long. You're eventually going to realize, you just got to be you. Now, to further clarify this Knight of Wands, we have the High Priestess. Yeah, I feel like it takes no time at all for you to realize, right, that things are really going to be moving forward. This is something that the more you get into it, the more progress you're going to make, and the better you're going to get at it. That's just how it works. And I feel like, this could also be something that connects you to your intuition and helps you to trust yourself, trust your body. And now to further clarify the Two of Cups here, we have the Knight of Pentacles. Sorry about that. My battery died. Now, as I was saying, to further clarify the Two of Cups here, we have the Knight of Pentacles. Slow and steady wins the race. When this card comes about, especially in such a position, this to me speaks of taking your time to build something. It's as much about the details as it is the end result, the bigger picture. It's those small details that, when put together, create this bigger picture. You really want to build something stable that will last a long time. And how do you do that? You focus on the foundation, right? Now, to further clarify the Four of Pentacles here, we have the Devil. Now, I want to say that there's a possibility here that, these feelings, this individual, this situation that you've been holding on to, it can be a bit of a bad habit. You might be becoming like a borderline obsessive. That's the vibe that I get here with the Devil. And I feel like that is something that you're being asked to really acknowledge here. It's one thing to have strong feelings, it's another thing altogether to be obsessed. Obsession is not love. Obsession, you know, most of the time obsession is pretty toxic. Obsession can easily get out of control. So you really want to pay attention here to how you're feeling, how intense things are getting. Now, to further clarify justice, we have the Queen of Cups. Yeah, here I definitely get the vibe that you've been doing the inner work. You've really been working on controlling your emotions, mastering your emotions, understanding your emotions, understanding yourself. And honestly, after getting the devil with that Four of Pentacles, I feel like this Queen of Cups is really telling you, right, that, you're gonna be able to balance yourself out. You're gonna be able to ground yourself and better understand the situation, better understand your feelings towards this individual, as well as, why this situation is what it is, how it got to where it is, and how to move forward. Now, lastly, to further clarify judgment. Alright, here we have the Six of Cups. Alright. Are we gonna focus? Yeah. Alright, so with the Six of Cups, clarifying judgment, this is definitely a sort of like soulmate situation. This is somebody that you've more than likely had a past life or a few past lives with. This could be someone that, especially with the Four of Pentacles being out in the beginning, this is definitely someone you've been reminiscing about. You might have been going over the good times, which is what could have caused this devil energy, this obsession, because you're only looking at the good times. You weren't really, reminiscing on the bad times. Who does that, right? Well, you'd be surprised, but that's neither here nor there. But yeah, I feel like this Six of Cups here, to clarify judgment, I feel like this is you realizing who this individual is to you, what this connection's purpose is, right? And I mean, with that and the cards that I got at the bottom of the deck earlier with the Empress, the Ten of Cups, and the Six of Swords, I definitely get that somebody is coming back around to do things right, to sort of get justice, or to give justice in a particular situation. And as far as judgment here, I feel like this could very well speak to the both of you having this realization, that this is a soulmate connection, that this is somebody that you've had past lives with. You could even, when you guys reconnect, when you speak, you could possibly even come to the realization that you've both been obsessing about it, you've both been holding on to these feelings to the other person this whole time. It is very likely that, you and this person have not been in communication for quite a while, because underneath those three cards there, we have the Hermit. So I definitely get the vibe that you and this individual have not been in contact, have not seen each other at all, and you've really both been doing the inner work. You've both been, trying to figure your shit out so that you can come back together and work on building something more stable, something more genuine. There may be some difficult talks you might have to have, but that's what it's all about. Growing together, moving forward together. Alright. And I mean, at the bottom of the clarifying deck here, we have the Ten of Pentacles. The Eight of Wands. And again, the Six of Swords. So there's definitely gonna be some sort of fast movement here when it comes to a situation. Excuse me. First, at the bottom of the other deck, we have the Ten of Cups and the Six of Swords, and then Six of Swords, Six of Swords, and then here we have, the Ten of Pentacles, Eight of Wands, and Six of Swords. And underneath that was Judgment. So, you guys are definitely going to be moving forward from any bullshit, alright? And I mean, this could honestly be like a divine timing thing. It could have, because I get here that love is also tied to your career and to your finances. So this could have a lot to do with what you have going on in your career with your money. Once you get to this Ten of Pentacles, right? Once you've built something that will sustain you throughout time, that's when this individual and you are going to come back together, right? You guys could possibly even be brought back together by whatever it is you do for money, for your career. But either way, there's heavy judgment, and there's a lot about moving on, moving forward. And the way that I see it, you're not moving on from each other, you're moving on from your past of pain, from your past of bad, shitty relationships, and you're moving forward to a time of abundance here with both the Ten of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups. I get that you and this individual are going to build something together. Something that is going to provide for you and yours for quite some time. A generational wealth of sorts. I feel like, you guys are going to build your ideal life together, because what your ideal life is, you have very similar views. You guys have so much in common that the life that you want to live is even essentially the same as the other. And that's really what you're working towards here. But before you guys can come together, you kind of had to go through this growth, right? From the Page of Wands up to the King of Wands to the Hierophant. And I feel like there was a lot that you guys had to learn about yourselves on your own personal journey, especially here with this Justice and the Queen of Cups. I feel like you both really had to dig deeper within yourselves to learn about your emotions, learn how to control your emotions, learn how to understand your emotions, work with your emotions. Alright, collective, this is the message that I have for you today. I do hope it serves you well. Be gentle with yourselves. I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye now.